Welcome to Do You Mind? This is episode 7. Episode 7? Yeah, episode 7. And it's second part of our two-part series. And we'll be doing week 6, preparing for week 6. So it's 7, episode 7, part 2 of 2, and on week 6. So it all comes together. I was just finishing my cookie in celebration of my massive victory over my niece in as I said yesterday with my fantasy football matchup. Very surprised with AJ Brown coming back from injury. But the thing that helped him was the fact that the cornerback on Buffalo, who would have been shadowing him, had a back injury, was out. So typically, A.J. Brown has struggled against number one corners. I was afraid of that. But coming back, he just tore up the place. And so, got me points I needed. Was expected to get 15, got 21. There you go. So, it was a good night. And, you know, in the midst of all this, texting, trash talking my niece back and forth. And, of course, with the empty euphoria that I enjoy comes the misery and disillusionment that my niece suffers. So, I mean, you know, it can be very draining, to be in the midst of all these emotions, and what would have been if I lost. I would have had that misery and that disillusionment and that deep depression, and then the anger, which you know lashes out, and then the quiet solitude, and then the acceptance, and then eventual death. That comes from a life of just quiet. You know. But anyway, I don't need to get into that. Um, on the bright side, we can look forward to week 6. Okay, and something I never mentioned before, but in the wake of waiver wires and in the midst of COVID concerns and the buys now that are starting to trickle in, and we have to change things around. Never mentioned the whole thing of trades, and when should trades occur. From my own experience, I've never had a successful trade. Well, once, and that was before the season even began, where my nephew, he he well he took two quarterbacks as in the draft. As it turned out, both quarterbacks had the same buy, so you know I was able to help him out that way, and we traded, and it was, but we did that before even the season began. I've never had a successful trade occur during the season, and I think the reason is because there's always that, if I give up this guy, what am I gonna get in return? And it's it's always easier to just work the waiver wire, and you know inevitably going to find, a diamond in the rough, and that you'll be able to use. You know, some are busts. Some have a great week, like a Chase Claypool has just enjoyed, and then it could fall off. So, bye week comes up, and you want to grab Ryan Fitzpatrick and roll the dice. They're playing the Jets, by the way, so he has no excuse to having a great week. But I mean, you know, um, your running back is on hiatus on the bye right now. Josh Jacobs, you know, um, maybe pick up, you know, um, someone like a Chase Edmonds or someone like an Alexander Madison if the Dalvin Cook guy hasn't already picked up Madison. Um, so there's a variety of different options out there that for 1 week, you know, could easily work out for you. I do caution against good players being dropped for 1 week and thinking that you're going to get them back the next week. Better to bench them, drop the guy who's of least significance on your bench, and and get the guy to replace him who's now on the bye. Okay, no way that I'm going to drop Josh Jacobs to get a replacement for 1 week. Um, that's ridiculous. Okay, so but overall, I pass on trades. If it works out, great. But I never really had success with that. Better working the waiver wire. Okay. Um, and this kind of like is connected, but you know, there is no place in fantasy football for hurt feelings. Okay. Um, you know, I mean, sure, you're going to have trash talk. You know, you're going to have people say, "Oh, like I told you," like, you know, and now you're in seventh place or whatever. By the way, I'm in fifth place now, so just inching towards that playoff spot that I need. Um, but you got to continue. But that one win that you wanted, or your guy was, you know, didn't perform like you wanted him to do, got injured or whatever like that. There's no hurt feelings with that. Although I was very hurt by Ryan Tannehill running that one touchdown in last night, where he could have easily thrown it to AJ Brown for another score. And why throw two touchdowns to Jonnu Smith when you have AJ Brown, who's been driving you all the way up for that last score? It's just it doesn't sit right with me. It just eats me up inside. I mean, and then I feel bad for AJ Brown, and then I think, well, a couple of weeks go by, and he's not getting the ball, and then he just gives up. All because of a selfish play from your quarterback. That's ridiculous. That's irredeemable. That's an unforgivable sin. You can't get past that kind of thing. So, moving forward, if I were the coach, I would say to Ryan, look, you got your job, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to throw to your number one receiver, and if you don't, we're going to cut you. We're taking away your salary. We're going to fine you up the wazoo, and that's it. And no hurt feelings, okay? Don't cry because, you're told something that you really should be doing anyway, okay? So that's all I want to say on that topic. Okay, finishing up here, um, you know, I'd like to, you know, say keep the cards and letters coming in. Um, right now, I don't have any cards and letters coming out. I've had 2 comments, which I thought was very significant. I saw them this morning, and I got right back to the people. That might have been a week ago, but I was just surprised. Like, wow, people responding to these videos. What's going on? You know, did I say something offensive? Um, and I was just surprised, and so it really touched me. Um, and then thank you for liking and subscribing. I saw that I have a new subscriber. I'm up to 4, doing very well. You know, and you know, it's that empty euphoria again that comes, you know, with winning fantasy football for the week. The empty euphoria I feel when, you know, I get another subscriber. Um, it's just amazing, you know. Will the euphoria pass? Of course, it's empty. But to get that euphoria, it's pretty special. Okay, so um, keep going, guys. Use the waiver wire, like I said. Forget about trades unless it's really going to benefit you. You know, if you got a guy that's going to be that's injured and maybe out another 2-3 weeks and needs to buy, you know, then you want to do something about it. But then on the other hand, you need to find a guy who needs someone, and vice versa, and you got to give and take. So that's all I got, and we'll see you next week. Take care.